Hey everybody, this is Jets Chaos. I'm Jeremy. I bring the chaos. And I want to talk about a video from ESPN with some analysts that make an interesting prediction. It's about predicting which team in the NFL will get the number one draft pick in 2023. And, not shockingly, those ESPN analysts selected the New York Jets. So they're saying that we are the odds-on favorite to get the number one pick in 2023. Now, if you're not an avid football fan, you might think, what's wrong with that? Isn't it good to get the number one pick? Well, we all know better. What they're really saying is that we're going to be the worst team in the NFL in 2022. So I know that a lot of you that know me expect me to bring the chaos and be really angry and scream and talk about and insult all of these ESPN analysts. But I'm not. I'm going to try to take their perspective on this. Here we are. We were 2-14 in 2020. We were 4-13 last year. They look at the numbers. They look at our quarterback and they see a rookie quarterback. Without watching games, because they follow 32 teams, remember, these analysts just see statistics. And the numbers for Zach Wilson do not look good. They don't look good at all. He was ranked, 31st ranked quarterback in the NFL last year? Doesn't look impressive. How does our defense rank? 32nd in the NFL last year. Now, you don't just expect a team or a defense that was ranked 32nd to improve. And if it's going to improve, you might miss it if you're not really focused on the team and what the team is doing. From the outside, we look like a team who didn't even address one of our biggest needs at linebacker. Now, you might say, how come they don't notice that Carl Lawson is coming back? Even if they don't pay attention to the fact that we got Jermaine Johnson in the draft. Well, Carl Lawson had 5.5 sacks for the Bengals. I mean, we know how Carl Lawson looked in camp. We look at the pressures, the amount of disruption he caused. But most analysts look at one statistic, and that's sacks. So we have an edge who, before tearing and blowing out his Achilles, had 5.5 sacks. Maybe they don't really respect that. Maybe they don't respect Jermaine Johnson because he's a rookie who went 26th, a guy who slipped. Maybe they believe the reasons he slipped was because he's not such a great prospect after all. So, you might be thinking, what about Whitehead and Reed? We brought in 2 really good guys in our secondary. But think about that. Those weren't the guys we were talking about when the draft opened up. Those weren't the big, juicy, exciting names that made us go crazy with excitement. Only when we got to know them did we really look and think of the value in those picks. The fact that we're adding solid players to go with future stars that we were adding to the team, like Sauce Gardner. They might be thinking, they had the 32nd best defense. What did they really add? A rookie cornerback who, in their mind, is probably going to get picked on. An edge who went 26 who might make an impact. A guy coming back from an Achilles who had 5.5 sacks. You could really make it seem kind of ugly. If you look at the tight ends we brought in, we look at their play. We see the tenacity, the fire in these 2 players. They might look at the stats. On a stat line, they see 2 tight ends. I don't even know if one of them broke 500 yards receiving. That doesn't look impressive to them. Garrett Wilson, rookie. Most rookies don't make that big of an impact. Elijah Moore, if they look at the numbers, they don't see a superstar. They don't see a talent that was exploding in those 4 or 5 straight games before he got hurt. They just see the numbers they see. Not impressive. Was Corey Davis's numbers impressive? Do we have a wide receiver that had impressive numbers last year? Why would they think it would be any different? Now, it's hard to imagine they could ignore Laken Tomlinson, but let's face it, adding an offensive line guard, not just an offensive lineman, but a guard, just isn't sexy. It's not the kind of pick that gets people excited. Now, look, I don't agree with these analysts. We all know that. I've said it in other videos. I believe that Zach Wilson's going to take a major step forward this year. One, because he knows the offense now. He's had a year to learn the playbook. Two, because he was getting better by the end of last year, and we saw a lot of flashes of what he could be. And because we understand that Mekhi Becton's coming back, and that Laken Tomlinson fills the biggest void in the offensive line. And that George Fant is a very good player, whether he plays on the right side or the left side. What we understand is that those two tight ends are very good, that they run block well. Conklin could slide out to the outside and go one-on-one against a linebacker any day of the week. They're not going to cover him. We're not going to be able to. Most of them won't. We understand that Breece Hall might be a rookie, but we've watched the tape. And we know that in almost any other year before the last 5 years, he would have been a top 15 pick. Now, do we know for a fact that these things are going to hit for us? Do we know Garrett Wilson's going to hit for us? No. But as fans, we'd be crazy to predict we're going to be the worst team in the NFL. Because as fans, we believe in the moves our team makes. We have hope. That's the point of being a fan. But I'm trying to take the perspective of those analysts. They're not Jet fans. They don't have that hope. They're going on what they know to be true. And they're applying that to this year. And they don't see the big names. They don't see the Tyreek Hill coming into our team. Those are the kind of names that they want to see. They want to see the big name players. That's who they fall in love with when they talk about free agency. I know, it seems crazy, but they're analysts. But what's their resume? Some of these analysts are just athletes who played the game of football. Does that qualify them? Should they all be GMs? Do they know what makes a good football team? Just because they were on one? Do they know these young players? Do they watch hours and hours of footage on these players like the scouts do? It's not their job. How would they have time? They follow 32 teams. So instead of being mad at them, how about, let them think we can't play. Let them think we're not good. Let the entire league overlook us. It only works to our advantage. Let Baltimore think this is going to be a nice warm-up game for us. A nice, easy game. Jets, nice win to start our season. Let them think that. That is not a bad thing. If anything, it gives us the opportunity to take them off guard. Now look, we might be the fools. We might be the fools. All fans think their team is going to be much better and are getting, well, not all fans, but the majority of a fan base believes in their team. So if you talk to the average Jacksonville Jaguar fan, they believe they're going to make the playoffs possibly. They love the moves they made. The Miami Dolphin fans couldn't be happier. They're looking at Tyreek Hill and the additions they made to their offensive line. They're thrilled. They love their team. They're supposed to. So, they're predicting that we're going to be the worst team in the NFL. These NFL analysts for ESPN. Let's prove them wrong. Hey, it'll just be that much sweeter when our team wins. Because not only will we have the thrill of victory, we'll be able to go to everyone in the league and say, "Ha! In your face, mofo." Well, I won't do that, but some of you might want to, and I don't blame you. How much abuse have we taken? I don't need to rub it in anybody's face. Jets come out, and they win the 10 games I think they could win. I don't need to rub it in anybody's face. It's going to be more than enough for me just to have an NFL team that's winning, that competes. I don't care about the other fans. I don't care about the other teams. I don't. All I care about is winning. Winning already. Being able to sit down on Sunday and believe, no matter who the opponent is, that we're going to win. And I believe that's the direction this team is going, whether the ESPN analysts and experts say it or not. Don't care. So let them say we stink. Don't be upset. Don't be mad. Do you believe that we're the worst team in the NFL? Do you think Chicago is better than us? Do you think Detroit is better than us? Do you think Jacksonville is better than us? And I'm just starting with those teams. There's a lot of teams I don't think are better than us. Do you? Leave it in the comments. Are we the worst team? Who's the worst team? And where are we going to rank out of the 32 teams? Tell me right there below. Also, look right here. There's a Mr. Clean looking guy circle. That's to subscribe if you like this channel. You can also hit the like button. And you can watch my other videos. They're going to pop up over here somewhere, some other cool list where you can watch other videos. Go ahead and do that if you like the content. And have an amazing day.